So an action-packed lineup as always coming your way right here on CNB. Welcome, I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar and we will dive straight into the Eicma, the annual bike show in Milan. King Shuk Datta was there and he has all the latest highlights, everything you want to know from this year's edition.
Every year, motorcycle manufacturers and enthusiasts flock to Milan, one of the biggest automotive shows and the most significant two-wheeler shows in the world.
Four wheels move the body, but two wheels, they move your soul. And we are here in the mecca of all things two wheels. We are here in Milan, Italy for the 2018 Eicma motorcycle show. And we are going to check out some of the best and the latest that the world of scooters and motorcycles has to offer.
Of late, Eicma has also been relevant and important for Indian two-wheelers who all now have global ambitions, and it is no different this year too.
Right now we're standing at the Hero Pavilion. Now last time Hero had showcased the X-Pulse 200 ADV at the motorcycle show, and this time around Hero has showcased the X-Pulse 200T, which is basically an on-road touring version of the X-Pulse 200 ADV. Additionally, Hero has also showcased four concepts based on the X-Pulse 200T, which are the Flat Track, the Cafe Racer, the Desert and the Scrambler.
The X-Pulse 200T gets the same 199cc engine as seen on the X-Pulse 200 Adventure, making about 18 bhp at 8500 rpm and 17.2 Nm of torque at 7000 rpm. The bike gets a bunch of new features such as Bluetooth connectivity for turn-by-turn navigation and a long travel suspension and engine bash plate as well. The four concepts showcased too were quite interesting in their own rights. The Cafe Racer, for example, was an old school yet cool design of, well, a Cafe Racer motorcycle. And then you had the Desert and the Scrambler, which were purpose-built for going off-road and taking on tough terrain.
The idea was we wanted to show that X-Pulse is a platform, so this is why we brought the X-Pulse Adventure and then the X-Pulse 200T. But more than just a technical platform, we wanted to show actually it's a platform to engage with a young customer. This is how we work with custom houses and we basically give them free hands.
Honda displayed a variety of motorcycles ranging in the middleweight segment. The showstopper was the new Honda CBR 650R, which will be launched in India next year and replace the CBR 650F. The bike has been designed by taking cues from the CBR 1000RR Fireblade and gets an upgraded inline 4-cylinder with a 5% increase in power, taking it up to a total of 94 bhp, and it is also 6 kg lighter and gets more committed riding position and better performance.
What you have seen here and what has been showcased in the Eicma show, the new CBR 650. So it is no more F, it is now re-christened or renamed as CBR 650R. Yes, that's what is the plan, that we would be launching in the beginning of the financial year. So that's the plan currently, to have the new CBR 650R for the enthusiasts in India as well.
The other interesting motorcycle at the Honda Pavilion was the CB 650R. Yes, the one we talked about earlier was the CBR 650R, and this is just the CB 650R. It is Honda's new 650cc naked roadster, which uses the same Neo Sports Cafe look that the CB 1000R sports. The styling is modern and minimalistic and uses Cafe Racer design on a naked bike. It gets the same 649cc inline 4 motor as on the CBR 650R that makes 94 bhp, but the tuning on this bike is slightly different. Unfortunately, it will not be coming to India. Up next is the Royal Enfield KX concept, which was the center of attraction at the Royal Enfield stall along with the 650 twins.
Royal Enfield took the wraps of the KX concept here at Eicma 2018. This one draws inspiration from the original KX model of the 1930s. This is a retro-looking concept with modern touches, and Royal Enfield categorically says that this is not a bobber. Of course, this is not a working prototype, the engine is a dummy.
We have our concept KX as well, which we're super excited about. It's only a concept, this is not for production, but this was mainly as an exploration of what Royal Enfield can do. Mainly for us to explore our minds, to see what Royal Enfield could look like in the next 5-10 years, and this is an exploration of that, yeah.
Premium two-wheeler manufacturers too had their jaw-dropping designs of motorcycles on display at the trade fair. We were expecting fireworks from Ducati, and Eicma being its home turf, it did not disappoint. It showcased 3 all-new products, which were the super sexy Panigale V4R, the devilish Diavel 1260 and the all-new Hypermotor 950.
If you think the Ducati Panigale V4 is hardcore, then the Panigale V4R will properly flow you. It's one of the main attractions at the 2018 Eicma motorcycle show, and it gets an updated engine, which is a 998cc 4-cylinder motor that makes close to 221 horses and 111 Newton meters of peak torque. And the weight is about 165 kgs, so you cannot even imagine the insane power to weight ratio that this motorcycle offers.
The Ducati Diavel 1260 could be called the second generation model, and the biggest update is the new 1262cc L-twin motor that pumps out 159 horsepower and 129 Newton meters of peak torque. The new Diavel has unconventional yet likable looks and also gets an even more kitted out S version with top shelf cycle parts. Riding up Ducati's new model lineup was the new Hypermotor 950, which completely gets new bodywork along with new sporty ergonomics and revised electronics package. The 939cc L-twin engine too has been updated and now pumps out 114 bhp and 96 Newton meters. The design on the bike remains typically supermoto, and it now also gets cornering ABS. BMW Motorrad also showcased 2 all-new models, which were the new generation S1000RR Superbike and the new 1250 GS. Talking about the 2009 S1000RR, it is an all-new model, and the biggest visual upgrade are the new symmetrical projector LED headlamps, which replace the iconic asymmetrical headlamps that were a trademark BMW design. The 998cc 4-cylinder engine is an all-new engine and makes 204 bhp. It is also 10.6 kilograms lighter than the outgoing model. The other big unveil from the BMW Motorrad range was the R1250 GS, which will be replacing the R1200 GS globally. The biggest update is the Boxer twin motor, which gains a few cc's and makes 136 horsepower and 143 Newton meters of peak torque. BMW says that the bottom end and the mid-range has been improved dramatically, and also a bunch of feature and electronic updates as well. Expect the bike to come to India next year. Triumph Motorcycles had the Scrambler 1200 on display at the stall at Eicma, and while it might not be a proper looker, it certainly catches your fancy. It's an all-new bike and will be the elder sibling to the Street Scrambler, getting a 1200cc parallel twin engine which does duties on the other bikes such as the T120 and the Bonneville Bobber, along with the Speedmaster. The Triumph Scrambler 1200 has bona fide off-road capabilities and gets proper off-roading kit too. The good news is that it will be coming to India in the first half of 2019. With the world moving towards electrification of mobility, Eicma also had some fully electric two-wheelers on display, and the one that grabbed maximum eyeballs was the production-ready version of the Harley Davidson LiveWire. The LiveWire will start selling in 2019, and what we know at this point is that it gets a permanent magnetic electric motor but other details such as power, range, charging time, etc. will be revealed closer to the launch. The bike does look good and is refreshingly different from any other Harley Davidson model. And lastly, it was the Yamaha Tener 700, which sort of took our breath away with its unabashed rawness. It uses the same 698 parallel twin engine, which is also on the MT-07, making 72 bhp and 68 Nm of peak torque. The model showcased at Eicma was a production-ready model, and it's bare bones in terms of electronics, with only ABS on offer, making it an adventure motorcycle for the purists. Parts of the motorcycle such as suspension are rally spec and are meant for serious off-roaders. The 2018 edition of the Eicma Motorcycle Show had a delectable display of motorcycles, be it superbikes or adventure touring motorcycles or even electric two-wheelers. The show had something special for all sorts of two-wheeler aficionados. Even better news is the fact there are a bunch of two-wheelers displayed at Eicma that are heading to India in the near future.